All right, on this episode, we're going to be discussing Station 11, which I have not watched it, but don't know much about it. And the reason I was going to watch it, never did. I'm not that interested, but you guys can change my mind. But I'll tell you why. And the only reason why was I was like, oh, good. Another dystopia thing. Oh, good. That's dystopia right now. Yeah. Do what?
Dystopia.
Whatever. Another
it's the opposite of happy.
After the Holocaust and things suck show. So there you go. All right. So Sarah, what do you think about it?
Loved it, except for how they ended it. Loved it, was nuts about it. The last episode, I was yelling at the TV.
So are we gonna have spoilers?
Could hear me outside.
Are we gonna have spoilers on this one since I haven't seen it, or can you talk about it without? Convince me. Should I watch this?
Yeah, we can do it without spoilers.
Can we?
Yeah.
No major.
Okay, you should watch. Okay, now admitted, it is a dystopian, future thing. It's got a pandemic at the beginning. It's a super flu.
I've been through one of those. They're really not.
This one's a lot worse than the one we're currently going through. But the way it jumps back and forth, it's the only time I've ever seen. It's one of the few times in the recent past that I've seen this that works. Like, it works really well. The way it jumps back and forth, it makes sense. And the first, there's some cognitive dissonance in the first couple episodes, but after that, you kind of figure out, okay, this is why we're hopping back and forth, and this is what's going on. So it really works. Like the first episode I didn't like, because I was like, I don't want to see more pandemic stuff. This is freaking me out. I don't want to deal with this. But my friend was like, no, you just got to keep watching it. It's absolutely worth it. Yeah. But it's a great story. And it kind of reminds me, and I know that a million other people did this, so I don't need to hear it to tell me who originally did it. But William Gibson has done this thing in a lot of his books where you have there's 3 or 4 different people or characters, and they're in their own world. So as you go to each chapter, you go from person 1 to person 2, person 3, person 4, and then as the book goes, they all end up at the same place at the same point, or they interact.
That's how Hyperion is.
So this kind of does that, but it does it with the hopping back and forth. And then there's some people that know each other, but you don't realize it until you get down into the story, further into it. And I thought that the actors in it were great. Everybody was all the actors were really good in it. Everybody was super compelling.
Any actors that are known from other things?
Yeah, Mackenzie Davis is in it. She was in Tully, Blade Runner 2049, and Terminator Dark Fate. I like her a lot. She's been in a lot of stuff. Everything she's been in that I've seen, I've really liked her in. Let's see, who else is in it? Hamish Patel. He was in that movie about where he's the singer-songwriter, and all of a sudden he wakes up and nobody remembers the Beatles.
Yesterday.
Yeah, I thought that was great. So,
Lori Petty, she was Tank Girl, wasn't she?
Yeah, she was Tank Girl, and she was in. Yeah, you won't even recognize her.
Yeah, I had to. Yeah.
And
Gael Garcia Bernal is Arthur. He's been in a lot of Spanish stuff. He was in.
Yeah, he doesn't have that big. I mean, he's an important character, but he doesn't have that much screen time. David Cross is in it, and he's good because I like how David Cross can be in a serious thing and play it seriously, and he's still funny.
Yeah, he was in Mozart in the Jungle. Mozart in the Jungle.
Right. I know. Yeah.
So, okay, are you finished, Chip? Because I'll give it my
done. I'm done. I've sold it as much as I can.
Here's my pitch. You ready? Apocalypse. Zealot driven by a a alternative text, a limited edition alternative text, which only 2 individuals that we know of have read. This text was written and produced by somebody who didn't care whether or not anybody read it. Okay. But it shaped and kind of told the future. Okay.
Right.
Right. 2 children, a male and a female child. They grow and they grow in different ways. Those are the only 2 that have read this book. Only 2. They go out and they kind of skew off, and one takes it in one direction and then one takes it in another direction. They grow up and then they end up meeting as adults, like almost adults, and then they collide in this. They both grew up with that apocalypse mindset.
You're about to give away a huge.
Okay, I'm sorry. I will not say anything else. Okay, but murder, survival, camaraderie, connection, Shakespeare, music,
traveling theater,
symphonies,
the Upper
gypsies,
Peninsula,
like basically monster people. Chicago.
The Great Lakes. Doesn't it take place around the Great Lakes? That's when I was reading. There's
all over. It's all over.
There was
it takes place in that one area around the Great Lakes.
There's a book that has that this is based.
Well, this was a book. I mean,
that's what I mean.
Children suicide bombers.
Okay.
And then the very last episode is the only one I don't like. Everything else is great.
And all of this is a graphic novel that these kids have read. Have you ever? Okay, so we need to make this. We need to title this episode.
So they read a
Scotty
comic
to
book.
watch Station 11.
You watch Station 11?
Yeah. But
so they read a
have
comic
you ever read
book.
The Diamond Age by Neil Stephenson? Because in that there's this primer, there's this weird interactive book that this guy makes, and it gets loose and 3 people read it. And basically the way where those 3 people change the world is because of this book. And this thing kind of made me think of like
it's kind of like that.
A very organic apocalyptic because
it was more than a pandemic. The pandemic created this apocalypse world.
It was like the Stand kind of level flu. I mean,
in the book, apparently it was a swine flu.
It was the swine flu. Yeah,
called the Georgia flu.
Yeah. Blame Georgia.
As you should, since we're all in it. Right?
What you gonna do?
So, and also, did any of you guys watch Penny Dreadful, the last Penny Dreadful?
I watched a lot of it, but I didn't see the last season.
Okay, the last season, one of the guys, Tyler the Prophet, he was the main character in the last season of Penny Dreadful. I did not even recognize him. Like, I was like, wow, this guy seems really familiar. And then I looked up the actor, and then I looked it up and I was like, holy crap, but that was the same guy.
Daniel, he was on Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. too. And
was he?
He was Jack in the Fear of the Walking Dead. But Penny Dreadful, City of Angels.
Yeah. And that was a pretty good, I mean, like.
He was in Dusk Till Dawn too.
Don't say that. I mean, like, I'm sure he doesn't put that on his resume.
So
I see it right there.
It's not on his Wikipedia. So that shows you that he's got laggies and it follows and don't breathe, but he does not have that.
Yeah, that's pretty funny. But anyway, yeah, it's good. You should absolutely watch it.
You should watch it.
Well, he was on the TV series. Now I'm reading his Wikipedia from Dusk Till Dawn TV series.
Well, I didn't even know that existed.
I didn't.
That's what I'm saying.
And it's so great. It doesn't even have. It's such a great series. It doesn't have a Wikipedia page. That's a good sign.
Mm-hmm.
It's in red.
I think it was on Netflix.
That means it doesn't have.
It doesn't have actual Very nice.
Oh.
But yeah,
It's good.
like I said, all the actors in it are really good. They're
Really good. David Cross is in it.
Yeah.
David Cross. In Enrico
Suave.
Don't
Calione.
name random people that nobody knows.
You know him. He was in a ton of stuff. He was in Flashpoint, Veronica Mars, Just Shoot Me, Galaxy
that
Quest.
guy. Yeah, that guy was in Just
Whoa!
Shoot Me. That's
Random people.
Okay, you got me on that one. But you're then talking about the guy who played Arthur, who was in like whatever in the jungle, that symphony TV show that you and Alan watch. I don't know if anybody else.
Mozart in the Jungle.
Mozart in the Jungle. He was in Warehouse 13.
Beethoven in the Rainforest. Whatever.
He
was in the Justice League cartoon from 2001 to 2004. He was in the Justice League.
He did one of the
cartoon.
voices. I don't remember the voice, but he did one of the voices.
Okay.
Yeah, it's pretty much all right. Well, I guess I'll watch it then. Do they know if they're gonna have a second season, or
No,
does it
it's
end
just
in
the
such
book.
a way that there is not a second season?
It's a mini series based on a book, and
Mhm.
hopefully they will not have a second season.
All
I
right.
don't know how they could, the way things.
Right, I got you.
So,
Very nice.
but I would watch it. I've watched episodes again.
I have too. I went back and watched. And what is it? And me and my friend at work we were in a meeting, and somebody goes, "Well, before we did this," and I went, "There is no before." And like 3 other people on the thing were like,
There is
Oh,
no
yeah,
before. There's only now.
"There's only now. There is no before."
All right, fine. I'll watch it.
If only to understand what that means.
If only to figure
Well,
that out, it's worth watching.
I mean, if there's a lot of stuff out right now, and I don't
Yeah.
have much time to watch stuff, so
There's a lot of stuff out right now, and I've been watching Samurai Champloo, which is an anime from 2004. That's what I've been binging the last 2 days. So, yeah, I know
Okay.
there's all kinds of stuff out.
I've been watching Resident Alien because the second season's actually it's out now, but it's just started, and I still needed to watch like the last 3 episodes.
Ooh, Raised by Wolves just started their second season. Anybody watch
the other
that?
one, that I've been watching.
I need to
I've been
watch
watching
that.
Reacher.
I've heard that's good.
It's good.
I've heard 3 people
Well,
talk good.
I know,
Better than
like-
the movies.
The guy who wrote Reacher was really like they had to like kept going. Tom Cruise wants to do it, and he was like, absolutely not. Jack Reacher's like 6'7". There's no way I'm doing this.
A brick house.
And they
6'7"
kept
in a brick house.
And they keep going, here's more money. And he's like, I'm still not doing it. And finally, he said they got to the point with the money. He's like, fine, make the movie. But then they only made 2, and then he gained, and something about him got the rights back, and then that's when he sold it. And they got the guy, he's from
Hawkman.
Titans.
He got it's reincarnated.
It's Hawk from Titans.
Titans.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So freaking brick house. And this is so much better. Like, I hated the Tom Cruise ones. Tom Cruise can't make something I like. The only thing that Tom Cruise is in that I like is the one where he was half naked and there was a unicorn. So million years ago. Mhm.
Legend.
Only thing.
Amazing. Okay. Yes, that and The Last Samurai are like the only movies he's been in.
The other thing he's good at is what is the Expendables or
Mission Impossible.
No.
He wasn't in the Expendables.
You talking about Tom Cruise?
Yes, or no, Tropical Thunder.
Okay, yeah, okay, I'll give you that. He was unrecognizable in that too.
Yes, I know you had to. You're like that's
yeah. You're right. He's got 2 good things. The rest is garbage. Don't come for us, Scientologists. Don't come for us.
I'm trying to think. Yeah,
come for us, but watch this video first before you do, so we get some numbers.
Get your phone thread. You can hold the things, and they can read your. I forget what they call it. The Genu or whatever his name is.
I don't know.
Yeah, the Super
Is it
fun.
the tannins? Do they measure the tannins, or is that for wine?
No, that's
I think that's in wine.
Yeah.
Red wine tannins.
Mm.
it's the trees in red wine. No,
That's for whiskey.
I don't know. I drink
Mhm.
beer.
It's whiskey.
Well,
Darius
I
Rucker,
hate that
think
kind of
he's-
country music.
Yeah, I know.
I hate Darius Rucker. I don't care what he's doing. He could do avant-garde jazz. I'm gonna hate him. He's
That's
Darius
actually
Rucker.
next.
He's Hootie and the Blowfish.
Hillman-
He's Nickelback
It's
Hillman-
of the
good.
late 80s.
Him and Mick
It's-
Carnes are going to do a record together.
Well, Mick Karn died in 2011. Thank
Oh,
God.
That's right. So,
If he was
well,
planning
he's
that,
doing that.
It's his ghost.
It's a
It's his
hologram.
ghost.
It's a
Yes.
hologram.
it's a hologram.
Yeah.
Okay, that's
They're
They're
Yeah,
taking
awesome.
snippets of his voice from various songs and then building his catalog from there.
Like
New
Natalie
songs.
Cole did with
Mhm.
Nat Cole. It's the same thing.